Well, good morning, everyone. This is Cajun with Cajun Gaming. It's Monday morning. It is New Year's Eve for us here. Hope you are doing well out there. Welcome to Game Chat today. I have been looking at some stuff here. I've been having some problems this morning, so I'm running a little bit behind. But anyway, I hope you're doing well, having a good day. Yeah, it should be a good couple of days ahead of us here as we finish out 2018 and enter into 2019. Hope you had a good year this past year. And anyway, we are wanting to look back, I think, this morning a little bit to consider some of the highlights maybe of 2018 and some of the top stories maybe from this past year. Right now, though, we know with the holiday seasons here between Christmas and New Year's, so you just got probably a couple of days left here to pick you up some games that you're interested in, probably at some good prices. So thought we'd jump right back into Steam here and look at some of the sales that are still going on. So they're still in the winter sale. Every place is, so here's some of the stuff on the Steam website right at the moment. So I don't know what games you might be interested in, but again, there's some of them that you can find for up to 70% off. I've picked up 2 or 3 new games that I hope to be able to play and maybe stream even this coming year. So check that out. If you have a game that you've been waiting to maybe purchase, you might want to jump on it now, even if you're not going to be able to play it for a while because you're in the middle of some other games. Anyway, here's some of the various games that are out there. I had always been kind of interested in maybe playing PixARK. I've been big into Ark Survival Evolved, but this one's got a lot of mixed or bad reviews, so I haven't been too quick to jump back in or to get that game and try it out. Also with Steam, as you can see here, the Steam Awards are going on, and so some of the different categories that you might want to consider. For instance, Game of the Year, what would be your pick? I got the 5 Games of the Year: Battlegrounds, Monster Hunter, Kingdom Come, Hitman 2, and Assassin's Creed. So I don't know what exactly they base those, how they qualify that. Would they go, I imagine, certainly by game sales and some of that kind of stuff, but if that is something that you're interested in, you might want to go back and check into that. So yeah, again, Labor of Love. I think these are the games that have been out for a while, but they have done some updates this year. And so, as it mentions here, new content and continue to update them, I guess my pick on this one, since I know firsthand, would probably be No Man's Sky. I think it's added the most. It's most improved game of the year to me. And again, that's just because I have played it, so not everyone certainly will probably agree with that. So back at the sales, I've got the Surviving Mars game. That's a nice little game, 30% off. I know a lot of these others as well. Looking at maybe getting this game here today, maybe. We're going to be doing a family stream later on, playing some games together with some of my kids, and so that might be something that we would want to play together. Also, probably if you're interested, you want to consider some of the best from this past year. Oh, okay, this is just the same thing. No, wait a minute. Okay, let's see. Top sellers of 2018. And so here's the platinum, I guess, level of top sellers from 2018. Again, Counter-Strike there would be one of those. Elder Scrolls, Warframe, which is free to play. Warframe is free to play, and it continues to be very popular. They continue to have some good updates from what I've seen on that. Of course, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Battlegrounds, yeah, all of those are top sellers. Now, this is on Steam. It doesn't have games like Fortnite and some of those others that are wildly popular today. But here's the gold level, some of the games there. I'm thinking about picking up the Stellaris game. It's 75% off, and it seems to be a pretty popular game with many, and it's dealing with space and conquest or exploration, which would be kind of right up my alley. I did pick up the Jurassic Park World. I mean, for 75% off on a game that just came out earlier this year and has regularly been running, you know, $54, $55, $60. I jumped onto that, and that's something I'm looking forward to play. Probably streaming that here in January. Here's the silver area of games for game sales in 2018. And like I say, I've got the No Man's Sky. Have enjoyed playing that, and I am currently playing through that at this time. Also, we've got some of the others that you can see. Let's see, Subnautica. That's a great game. It was free here a while back. I hope you picked it up. We tried to tell you every time we got on that the Epic was selling that game for free here a while back. And bronze level games down here. So anyway, those are some of the top selling games from this past year, and so something that you might have been interested in. Let's see what the top new releases are. So these are new games that have come out this past year. Just trying to curious if I have seen any of these particular ones myself. I do not. I mean, I've seen the games, but I haven't. I've always been interested in this Railroad Empire, and you know it's on half price right now, but I have not purchased it. I guess I really haven't even watched anybody play it. I've seen the trailers, of course, and watched them, but oh, that's from January. Okay, they got them by month. Here's a game I'm thinking about picking up. It's supposed. I think. Where did I see that? This one's been a highly rated game. I knew somebody personally had bought the game and played a little bit of it, and they just said they couldn't really get into it. But it's made by the people who did FTL. So I've started playing that a little bit. So interested maybe in checking that out. Farm Together. I know my daughter's got that game and has enjoyed playing that. March, let's see, what were the games that came out in March? I know Vermintide 2 came out, very popular. PixARK was very popular. I watched a lot of streamers that played that who are big into Ark, Survival Evolved, and played this. It's more Minecrafty. But I don't know, there seemed like there was a lot of issues, or they weren't doing much as far as upgrades or updates for the game. And Surviving Mars, that's a popular game, or semi-popular, but it's a neat little game if you're into city building but want more of a space sci-fi edge to it. This is a neat little game building bases on Mars, and it's 30% off right now. April, didn't have a lot of games for April. I know Battletech was a big popular game that came out at that time. Frostpunk, I've watched a few people play that. Again, it's kind of a city building simulator. You're in an extremely harsh environment, and so anyway, it's, as you can see, it's rated high by a lot of people, and so like I said, I've seen some people play it. It's kind of a tough game to play from what I've seen, but anyway, if you're into that type of game, that's something that's on sale, 30% off, 33% off. Here's in May, and some of the top seller or some of the new games that came out in May. I've looked into Raft several times and watched some people stream that. It's a survival game, but you're on a raft out in the middle of the ocean, and you got to collect food and build on your raft. You can upgrade your raft and do all kinds of stuff to it. Bless was probably one of the, I can remember there's a lot of people talking about it, and it came out It's free to play. So, or yeah, it's free to play now. It wasn't free to play when it came out. It's free to play now, but oh, it's a little bit like Warcraft, that type of thing. Albion, again, yeah, it's a little bit like Warcraft, MMO, which got thousands of people playing on those both of those games. Albion is a little bit different texture, different look to it, but I've actually looked into that. I played, I think, a trial version of the game or something at one point, and but I know it's pretty popular with a lot of people. It's on sale still. Let's see, June. Here's the games that came out in June, and Jurassic World was probably one of the big ones that came out at that time. I knew a lot of people that were streaming it. It was very popular there for a while, and so that came out back in June. Here's July. I know for me, Rend was one that was talked about by a lot of people, and wow, I don't know if I knew it was down to $10, but that's pretty cheap. It's kind of an Ark Survival Evolved game, but you play with others and you create bases and try to survive and conquer other people and stuff. So that came out back in July. I had a early access to the game. I tried it. At the time, my computer couldn't handle it very well. I need to retry it to see if my computer now can do better. I've done a lot of upgrades since that time. Here's August. Monster Hunter would have had to been probably the biggest game that came out at that time. I know somebody recently just has downloaded the Myst survival game, and they're going to be playing that. I had a free version of this Strange Brigade. I thought that looked like a interesting kind of Indiana Jones or actually Mummy, the Mummy movies type of game where you go into these places. You got mummies and other creatures that you're having to do battle with, and you do it with a group of people. So anyway, that came out at that time as well. 2 Point Hospital, I've seen some people play that. Overcooked 2 came out, and both of those have been pretty popular, but you can see some of the different games there. September, here's some games that came out at that time. I know Pathfinder was a big game that came out back in September. I have the Star Control Origins and played some of that. It was an interesting game, and I got into it a little bit. I never did get too far into it. I need to go back and redo that. I've seen some people play the Breath Edge game, and so those are some. Tomb Raider, of course, always was popular, but it came out in September there. October, here's some of the stuff that came out. I know Maple Story 2 came out at that time, and it's free to play. So if you like this kind of game, there's a lot of stuff to it. I mean, there's storylines, but then you can do your own thing as far as building your house, and it's kind of but it's kind of an interesting game, but free to play. Of course, Assassin's Creed, probably the biggest one that came out at that particular time, and again, popular. I saw somebody play this, a Return to Obra Dinn, and it looked like an interesting. It's an interesting design of a game, kind of a murder mystery type of thing. But that came out back in October. Here we have November. I thought this Thief Simulator was an interesting game. So you play a thief, and you've got to break into people's houses and stuff and steal their items. So that came out. Artifact, I know, was a big game that came out in late in November. My kids actually bought that and have played it some. X4, that was a game that I was looking forward to, and I am still looking forward to buying it and playing it. And I guess it really wasn't on sale, or was it? No, I don't guess it has been on sale, but it, it's an interesting game, of course, space exploration and development type thing, and came out late in November. Farming Simulator 19. I've seen several people stream that. My daughter owns that game, and so they continue to every year, every couple years, have a new version of that game come out. So that looked interesting. December here, of course, I've seen people play the Mutant Year Zero game. Kind of an interesting RPG there with mutants that you play with. Atlas was the big game here the last couple weeks that everybody was talking about. It's basically a Ark Survival evolved, grandchild, if you want to look at it that way. It's built on their platform and such, and but it's a unique game. I've got the game and just haven't played it much yet, so anyway, looking forward to getting into that later on. So those are some of the best of 2018 new release games that have come out. But as far as the sales and everything, you want to continue to check around and see what's out there that you might be interested in. Again, probably most of these sales will be just until, I don't know if it gives a deadline. Okay, January 3rd. That's what I was getting ready to say. So you just got a couple days left on that. GOG's the same way. Go and check them out. They still got their winter sale going on. And you get a couple games for free for every $15 you spend. I've already got one. And Everspace is available to be unlocked if you get that $15 of sales. Here's some of their games. Again, a lot of the same stuff. I owned a Hollow Knight. I'm not very good at those type of games, so I didn't play it a whole lot. Kerbal. Here's that Frostpunk again. And here's some other deals that you might be interested in looking into that are on sale right now. Let's see what else we got. Okay. All right. And I was just going to check out Epic and had a chance to check it out here this morning to see what's going on with them. Again, Epic just came out here, what has it been, just a month ago, a couple months ago. Started selling their own games or selling games. They have a lot of unique games. Well, they have some unique games that only they sell, like this Ashen. And it's a neat looking game. It's a very clean looking game. The only weird thing about it is you notice some of the characters there. They don't have faces. Some people have kind of freaked out about that. But they haven't had any real sales though on their games. Everything's at regular prices. That I've noticed anyway. Now they are doing every 2 weeks, so you'll want to check back with Epic. Every 2 weeks they're going to be doing a free giveaway. So the 2 weeks right now, the game is Super Meat Boy. That's free. It's regularly a $15 game, so you might want to check into that if something you're interested in and download it for free at the moment. I can't remember when that changes. I think the 10th. I want to say January 10th, but I'm not sure. There's Subnautica. It was free, but it's back to $25, and I would recommend that game. It's a neat game. Got a lot of interesting stuff with it. And the thing is, they're getting ready here. I think next month or in February, they're going to come out with a. I don't know if it's really an update, but it's going to be, you play, I think from what I understand, maybe a new survivor in the Subnautica world, and so that will be interesting to check out. I'm still waiting on Satisfactory and hoping to see what that's going to be like. So anyway, here's some stuff on the Epic website. If you're interested in checking that out. Also wanted to look in this morning. I do streaming, and I know many of you out there, well, obviously I do streaming. Many of you out there probably do too. So I was just curious about, this is the Twitch top channels for this past year. And obviously, I would imagine most of us guessed anyway, that Ninja was going to be leading the way in that. So this is the total number of hours watched on Twitch. And so Ninja leads the way with 226 million hours watched. People watched, so that's an incredible number there. In fact, that is over twice, almost 3 times what his nearest competitor is, over twice what his nearest competitor is, which happens to be Riot Games here. And then it drops down to Shroud, and then Soda Poppin' and some of the others. Some of these are leagues like Overwatch here, and whenever they have their tournaments, I know they're really popular. But you can see some of the different people here and their streams, and the amount of time was watched on their particular programs. Now this is the Twitch top. Oh, this is from 2017. So it's what's interesting here is, I noticed Lyric and Shroud and Soda Poppin' are on this, but you notice that Ninja is nowhere here on. This was from the end of for the year of 2017. But then you jump up here, and Ninja, I mean, he just had an incredible year, and again, very popular on Fortnite. And in fact, tonight he's supposed to be doing a stream, and so a kind of a New Year's thing from New York City. So interesting to see how that will all turn out. But so those are some of the top channels, Twitch channels from this past year, and how people have done. And even Shroud and Soda Poppin' and all of them have actually come out quite a bit. I mean, Shroud has more than doubled, it looks like, his audience from last year. Soda Poppin' has come up considerably, so they've all done well. But Ninja's just come out from almost nowhere and plowed ahead of everybody. And I know there's a lot of people don't like Ninja, and I think probably because of his popularity. But he was just in the right place at the right time. And so anyway, has done very well and continues to do very well, be very popular. So anyway, that's a lot of stuff from this past year. Hopefully you had a good year, a good gaming year. And I know it was a good year for me. I just started streaming this past year, back in probably, what was it, April. Did my first stream and have continued to do so since then. I've enjoyed playing I enjoy playing games, but being able to do it in front of an audience and talking with people while you're playing, it's kind of adds a new element to the game. So I appreciated getting into this. Something else I thought we might check out, I try to find some new games and such. I don't know if I've got a trailer here though for this game. Maybe I need to go and see if I can find. I was watching this play the other day. Let me go ahead and turn over there. This is a new game that's called Adam. It's an RPG post-apocalyptic type of game, and so I don't know, are you getting any sound with that?
6.
Now we are.
The
All
year when it all ended. Humanity barely survived. But there is a new threat.
So anyway, that's an interesting game again called Adam, and it's called Adam RPG. Might be interested in playing that. I know the post-apocalyptic games like Fallout 76 and all of those are pretty popular at the moment, and will continue to be popular, I'm sure. But it might be something you want to check out. I believe that's about all that I had for us to consider here this morning. I hope you guys are into some good games and looking forward to the new year and what new games are coming out. In fact, my next episode on Wednesday morning will probably do just that. I want to try to look at some of the most popular games that people are looking forward to in the new year. If you have any ideas on that, I'd be happy to add them to my list. But there's several games I know that I'm curious to see come out and interested in playing here in the new year. But hope you will have a good day, guys. Appreciate it. This is again my last morning show for 2018. I've only been doing this a couple of weeks anyway, so it's not like it's been a thing I've been doing all year long or anything. But our next show on Wednesday will be first show of 2019. So anyway, that's all I have today. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope you'll come back and join me again. I will be doing some streaming, well, later on today for sure. I may do one in the afternoon, and then I'm planning on getting with the family together. We're going to play some different games together, and I probably will stream those this evening. So hope you'll come back and join me for some of those things as well. But this is Cajun with Cajun Gaming. Thank you for joining me on Game Chat today. I hope you have a good day and good gaming.